Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Eric Martinez.
And my name's Chris Martinez.
And we are the owners of Dynamic Duo Training. And I am one of the coaches there, so you guys might have seen us on some of the major publications such as Forbes, Inc., Ask Men, Huffington Post. We've worked with over 1,000 clients. We've actually built our online training and nutrition consulting business to a six-figure business. So we've been in the trenches with this for a long, long time. We are full-blooded entrepreneurs at the end of the day. So that is why we're gonna bring you this awesome, awesome content today about Nutrition for Entrepreneurs 101. So class is in session, right?
In session, baby. It's in session.
Yeah, guys. So sit back, relax, grab a notepad, take some notes. This is going to be great. So being an entrepreneur, right? It's a good and bad thing. It's a humongous roller coaster of a series of ups and downs. You know that. We know that. Like I said, we've been through the trenches for a long time, building our business for the last 10 years or so. So we have, gone through a lot of the troubles and pain points that you're probably experiencing right now, right? So lack of sleep, increased stress levels, energy levels are down. Maybe you don't have time to sit there and play with your kids, with your family. Make time for yourself to go to the gym, work on your body, eat good food sources. I mean, the list goes on, right? As an entrepreneur, because we're constantly in that grind mode. And it's like I said, it's a good and bad thing because we get so just focused and just in that tunnel vision where once we start a task or we need to accomplish some sort of goal, we put our health on the back burner. But that's not necessarily always the best thing when it comes to that, because if you're playing the long game, both in your business and in health, I mean, you have to put health at the forefront. And this is something that Chris and I are really, really big advocates of, is the 4 pillars of the good life, right? So health, wealth, love, and happiness. I always will put health at the forefront of that pillar because health overrules everything. And you can't sit there and put your health in the back burner. You have to make that a priority in order to be productive as an entrepreneur, in order to play the long game. And most importantly, if you have a family, kids, a loved one, you have to sit there and set the tone for them as well too, and lead by example, and develop this into habits, and most importantly, an awesome badass lifestyle as an entrepreneur. Okay, because if your health is just gone to shit, then I'm telling you, it's going to be a very, very, very tough road for you going forward. And Chris and I experienced this, as entrepreneurs starting off. We'd work a 9-to-5 job. We'd come home. We'd work on our business until midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. We'd we'd eat processed food, just really bad food sources, fast food. We would sit there and only get maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Stress was through the roof. We'd be lucky if we got into the gym maybe 1-2 times per week. So we know how that is, right? And it's just one of those things where you don't want to let that lifestyle keep persisting going forward.
All right. Get out the way. Get out the way. I'm gonna give you guys some nutrition stuff right now. You guys ready? You guys with me? All right, he forgot to mention though, like when we went through that stage of the bad habits and putting our health at the bottom, we gained 200 pounds. Could you imagine us two twins with these huge eyebrows, chipmunk cheeks, weighing 200 pounds? Seriously, it's like, get out of here. There's no way. Okay, so my job today is to make this in the most simplistic manner as possible for you, because I understand what it's like being an entrepreneur. You're pressed for time. You don't have much time. Your schedule's probably very crazy. You have the next project to complete. Okay, so my job is to kind of put Nutrition for Entrepreneurs 101 in the most simplistic type of context, in the most practical type of way, so you guys can go and apply this today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but actually today, all right? Now, the easiest thing that I want to do with you is I want you to picture a white plate right in front of you, okay? So as you can see right here, you have a plate. It's a white plate, and then you're gonna divide that into thirds. So you have a protein source, a carbohydrate source, and a fat source, okay? So this way you have an even distribution of all 3 of the macronutrients, which is protein, carbohydrates, and fats, okay? Those equal your total calories for the day when you add them up. Just remember that the protein and carbs have 4 calories per 1 gram. Fats are a little bit more calorie dense. They have 9 calories per 1 gram, all right? Now, some good protein sources you can choose from. I like advocating high quality protein sources, okay? Because these are leaner cuts and they're less in calories, okay? And these are gonna satiate you a little bit more, and they're gonna put your body in what we call a muscle growth environment, which is a really good thing, okay? So some high quality protein sources you wanna opt for are chicken, beef, eggs, whey protein, casein protein, egg protein,
Even fish sources.
Fish sources, okay? So all those are high quality protein sources. Now, you wanna opt for carbohydrate sources. There are, majority of them are starchy carbohydrate sources, which are considered oatmeal, rice, potatoes, beans, stuff like that. And obviously you can have more, simple carbohydrate sources, which are more kind of like your fruits, okay? So you can definitely have a couple of servings of those per day. All depends on what you prefer as far as fruit. If you like bananas, apples, stuff like that. But you want to have the majority of your complex carbohydrates as starchy carb sources instead of simple carbohydrate sources, okay? Now the next third is your fat sources. So you want healthy fat sources. I don't want to make the fats too complicated for you because then it's just going to cause more stress and anxiety if you have to think about all this stuff. But some good fat sources are basically nuts, peanut butter, almond butter, olive oil, coconut oil, and then you have like your seeds, and then you can have fats from like fish, you can have fats from beef, eggs, stuff like that. So if you get all those type of fat sources into that, you'll have a good balance of all the healthy fat sources that you need, and we need fats to really optimize our hormonal levels, okay? So a protein source, a carbohydrate source, and a fat source is what you're looking for in this plate of thirds. It's the most easiest and simplistic and practical way I can teach this for you as an entrepreneur.
And the good way, just to really quick to balance out each one of those, a carb, fat, and protein source, you could envision that your actual entire palm size would be your carbohydrate source. If you want to do your protein source, you make a fist, and you could even do 2 servings of that, and that would be your protein source. For your fat source, kind of measure out the length of your thumb, and right there, that's how much fats that you need. So it's just a really good way just to kind of just get a visual understanding of it, and nothing's going to be ever perfect, right? It's all about just establishing those habits, like I said before, to where you're getting a good carb, fat, and protein source, then maybe 2 to 3 servings of veggies per day, and even 2 to 3 servings of fruits per day, okay?
Yeah, and really quick to add on, that's a good point, what Eric talked about, the portion sizing. Let's say, because everybody's different as far as body weight and size and goals and stuff. Let's say you're an entrepreneur that's more on the thinner side, you want to maybe gain some muscle mass, stuff like that. Okay, you can maybe have two servings of a protein source at each of those meals, right? You can even double the carbohydrate and the fat sources because you want to eat more calories to gain a little bit more body mass, all right? Now, vice versa, if you're an entrepreneur that's like overweight and you're looking to lose some body fat, okay, maybe you only have like 1 serving of each of a protein, carb, and fat source at each meal, and you just eat to the point where you're full, okay? You're not overly full, so you're eating kind of mindfully as well, too.
Yeah. And then let's say you're doing 2 to 3 meals per day, or even plus like maybe 2 to 3 snacks. It's all gonna really depend on what you can do throughout the day and how much time you have to actually plan all this stuff out. The best thing you could do is plan ahead the night before, set yourself up for success with just meal prepping, 2 to 3 meals or even 2 to 3 snacks throughout the day, right? That way you're not just, constantly on the go. Once you get in grind mode, as an entrepreneur, and you're sitting there scrambling around for, the closest restaurant or the closest, the easiest quick thing on the menu, when you could have just, taken the extra time the night before, 15, 20 minutes to set yourself up for success and prep some good meals that are well balanced just like that. So play around with the different, meal frequency. There's nothing that says it's set in stone, but just start off with 2 to 3 meals and maybe 2 snacks throughout the day. Make it easy.
And so with this meal spacing, what you could do is you definitely want to space them out anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, okay? Because it takes a full-on meal about 3 to 4, 5 hours, depending on the size of it, to really digest in your system and actually get the circulating nutrient levels in the bloodstream as well, too. So anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, depending on your goal, your schedule, your preferences, stuff like that. And like Eric said, 2 to 3 big meals, or even like throw in 1 or 2 high protein snacks in there, okay? Something I want to just hit on too for some take home points again is just remember this plate in thirds, all right? A protein source, a carb source, and a fat source. Have 2 to 3 big size meals like this, what we call dynamic meals, and then like we said, just fill in the remainder if you're hungry with like a higher protein snack or maybe 2 higher protein snacks, maybe some beef jerky, maybe a Greek yogurt, maybe some cottage cheese, maybe a whey protein shake. There's a lot of things you can do with that, okay? Remember to just space it out 3 to 6 hours apart depending on your schedule, your preferences, and then just always remember too, like there's so much stuff going out there these days in the media, on social media about, that you have to be on a certain name diet like keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, calorie counting. That is complete bullshit, guys, okay? All these diets are not mutually exclusive, right? You could actually take concepts from all these and intertwine them together to make them work for your preferences, goals, and lifestyle. Same what we're telling you here. We're taking sort of a blend of an intermittent fasting style and more of kind of like what we call a zone diet because you're having a protein, carb, and fat source. So we're taking concepts from different nutrition programs and and not looking at it as a cult or a religion and saying, hey, I do keto, I only do paleo, I only do intermittent fasting. No, don't listen to that stuff. Make it work for your lifestyle, and the most important thing is consistency and adherence will equal results over time, okay? So that's where we get into, look, you have to build habits, all right? Remember the old saying about the College of London shows about 66 days to develop a habit. So it's gonna take probably about maybe 6 to 8 weeks to develop some good sound habits within nutrition. That's totally fine, be patient. You wanna develop some systems around your lifestyle because again, some of you travel more, some of you guys are working at home, some of you are just more on the go, so you have to build systems around it. And some systems we're talking about is maybe you need to hire a meal prep company. Maybe you need to hire a chef to cook your meals. Maybe you need to sit there and do your grocery shopping all on one day on a Sunday and cook your food in bulks. Put your meals together at night. Make these systems around your lifestyle and your preferences, okay? The next thing is your goals. Do you want to sit there and put on a little bit of body or a little bit of muscle mass? Do you want to sit there and lose some body fat? Your goals are going to be dose dependent upon every other entrepreneur, okay? And then lifestyle. How do we kind of put this all together to match your lifestyle and not just look at this in a vacuum that you're only going to be on this diet for like 1 week or a month or 2 months, okay? How do you make this into a lifestyle to work around your family, your kids, your work environment, your projects, everything like that? And then preferences, they're so overlooked. You have to have a nutrition program around your personal preferences, right? So that means if you like to eat carbohydrates, have some starchy carbohydrates. You don't have to be keto or low carb. If you like a higher fat diet, fine, have a little more higher fat foods, a little bit less carbs and a higher protein diet. It's all about your personal preferences.
Thank you so much for watching our video. If you need help transforming your body, your health, and maintaining your busy lifestyle,
make sure to click the link below and fill out our personal one-to-one online fitness application, and let's talk.